What's good, guys? It's your man Mo, and this is part two of the Built by 30 Journey series, where I lay out the whole plan detailing my aims for this journey. So, without wasting any more time, let's get straight into it. For number one, I have four key areas that I'm trying to focus on. That is my legs, my abs, my chest, and my arms. Now, if you've seen the previous video, and if you haven't, please go check it out. It's me posing, giving you guys the current foundation that I'm working off of now. Now, mind you, I was posing after 2 weeks of not training and eating suboptimally as I had a tooth pulled. And yeah, my diet was basically just liquids and pudding, right? So that's where I am currently at now and where we stand, which is a good base, a good foundation, but I want to add to it and add a little bit more detail. For part two of this plan, we're going to talk about the actual workout plan itself and how we have this whole thing constructed. Now, I have this phased into three specific phases. The first phase being the foundation phase, which is going to be run for the first 8 weeks. This is to establish our current baseline, see where we are right now, and shore up any weak points before we get into the eventual next phase, which is going to be the build phase, which is going to be ran for 3 months, where now we are pushing our training, we are pushing the weights, we are pushing intensity, moving movements closer or to failure to actually invoke that stimulus for growth. Once we complete that build phase, we then enter the detailing or the refinement phase, where I will be cutting down and weight a little bit, and we'll talk about diet a little bit later here. And now we are detailing the body. We are focusing primarily on those areas that we want to bring up and add that detail to as we come down in weight to unveil the ultimate body that I am seeking to have as a foundation in my 30s. Now, how will the actual exercises go day by day? Well, I'm doing a 3 times a week full body plan. Yes, this works much more optimally for me as through years of testing and trial and error. And trust me, guys, I've been through a lot of trial and error when it comes to programming, running multiple programs, designing multiple programs. This has been the most optimal for me in my specific situation, working a labor job, working multiple jobs, and having a lot of energy demands outside of my training. Having that full body workout 3 times a week allows me to get the necessary recovery that is required in order to maintain my training and my physical labor at my job, as well as my busy schedule. So it'll be 3 times a week. And the way that it's phased, even within the week, is we're going to have a heavy day, a medium day, and a light day. And that heavy day is where we're going to focus on main compound movements. This is where I'm going to be including calisthenics. So you're talking about pull ups, dips, squats with weight, and some accessory movements for detailing and shoring. Our medium day is going to be primarily focused on unilateral movements to focus on ironing out any further imbalances within the body. This is something that I've picked up in my journey of ironing out a lot of the imbalances that I've had between muscle groups and asymmetries between joints and things. I'm applying that here in this journey. And then our light day is going to be more of detailing, isolation, mixed with a little bit of correctional work to make sure that the body stays shored up. Now, in between those days, I also have fortifying days that's going to take care of the shoulders, that's going to take care of the core and the spine, and that's going to take care of the legs in terms of the knee joints. Yes, I did not spare any time BSing when it came to this journey. I'm literally culminating every bit of my experience from the last few years of things that I've learned, things that I've applied to make sure this journey comes out the way that I want to. And I've been going crazy for the last month trying to put all of these things together. But it will have fortifying days in between to make sure that my body is preserved and shored up while we are doing this, while working a labor job and trying to build a body that we can be proud of taking into our 30s. Okay, now we're going to touch a little bit here on nutrition. And for nutrition, for the first 5 months of this journey, I will be on a lean bulk, aiming for zero point 0.5 pounds of weight increase per week. And the reason I'm doing this is because, like I mentioned, for the last 2 weeks, I've ate suboptimally due to a tooth extraction. Haven't really trained like that. And honestly, even before that, my eating has been kind of below the maintenance requirements in order to even maintain the current training that I had going on. So where I'm at right now, I feel like this is the perfect foundation to actually build up from by adding those extra calories, adding the additional protein and carbs. And then on top of working a labor job is almost kind of a given to have those extra nutrients within the body to be able to fund the training and the energy expense that is coming from my job as well. So we're doing that. And of course, within this lean bulk, we want to try to add some muscle in this 5 month period, right? So, in order to do that, we have to make sure that we're at a net positive balance when it comes to calories, when it comes to protein, especially as that's one of the biggest macronutrients when it comes to muscle development, and carbohydrates as well for energy, with a minimal amount of fat to keep us maintaining smooth while managing both this training regimen and our job. So, that's my 5 month process going forward. For the last 2 months, right, is where we're going to cut down and slowly unveil that body that we have developed under all of that extra weight that we have added. And this is where the detailing process of the phase comes into play. This is where we really start honing in on the isolation work. And this is where we start, boom, like a lump of clay. We take that hammer and that anvil and we start just pounding away at that excess to unveil the details of what we have created within that net positive of our calories and our nutrients that we've been getting in, baby. So basically, lean bulk, then cut. Lean bulk for 5, cut for 2, and that's how we're gonna do this, baby. Straight like that. All right, guys, and that is the breakdown of the plan, right? How we're going to approach it, the nutrition, the training, the why. These are the things that are the foundation of the plan that we have set. And like I said, I've been planning this out the last month going crazy, trying to utilize every experience that I could draw from in my journey of just trying to develop a body that I can be proud of. Now, in the next videos, I'm going to show you the exact gym equipment that I do have currently right now that we will primarily be using for the foundation phase, maybe even into the other phases if everything goes the way that I want to with my home setup. We will see. And then after that, I'll also show you guys my first week of eating. So my first week of meal prep for this journey as a whole. So stay tuned if you want to see that, see how everything comes together. And we about to rock this journey out smooth, baby. Let's make it happen. See you in the next one.